Man 61 dies after being sucked into MRI machine while wearing long metal necklace. The 61-year-old succumbed to his injuries the following day, the police said. So the 61-year-old, who has not yet been publicly identified, was dragged inside the MRI machine at a private facility in Long Island, New York. He entered an exam room where a scan was in process on Wednesday the 16th of July in the afternoon when horror struck, according to the county police department. The force explained that they received a 911 call, alerting them to the fact that a man had entered an unauthorized MRI room while the scan was in progress. Thankfully, the bloke was wearing a large metallic chain around his neck, which resulted in him being drawn into the machine due to his powerful magnetic force, the police said. This led to him suffering what was described as a medical episode before he was rushed to a local hospital in critical condition. The 61-year-old died from his injuries on the next day, Thursday the 17th of July. Details of his death remain undisclosed. An investigation into the incident has been launched by local police in an effort to determine why the man entered the room while an MRI scan was in progress. Although the machines are a medical marvel, they can also be extremely dangerous due to the strong magnetics that are packed inside the scanner. The NHS explains that they work using strong magnetic fields and radio waves to produce detailed images of inside the body. Patients lie down inside the tube during the scan, which can analyse almost every part of the body. Doctors can help determine the state of the brain, spinal cord, bones, joints, heart, blood vessels, internal organs, and a host of other things, thanks to MRI scans. I've had a few MRI scans in my past. I've had some done on my liver, because at one point my local doctors found something in my liver, and they wasn't sure what it was exactly, so I had to go for many, back-to-back MRI scans, until eventually they were like, okay, whatever it is that's inside your liver has grown a tiny bit. We're going to have to arrange for you to go to a hospital and have an operation to basically remove whatever it is that's inside your liver. So I had to undergo a keyhole surgery procedure back in 2020. A radiographer monitors the scan on a computer in a separate room, which is essential as devices must stay far away from the magnetic fields generated by the scanner. The force of it is so powerful that it is strong enough to fling a wheelchair across the room, according to the National Institute of Biomedical Imaging and Bioengineering. This is because very powerful forces are exerted on objects made of iron, some steels, and other magnetic materials when the scan is in progress. The NHS advises patients to remove any metal objects from the body before an MRI scan, including watches, jewellery, piercings, dentures, hearing aids, and even wigs. Really? Even wigs? As they can sometimes contain traces of metal. You learn something new every day. I'll never have thought a wig can contain some sort of metal, in a sense. That's actually quite fascinating. And of course, I'm expecting there to be people out there who probably will comment on this. I'm like, wait, you didn't even know that? How did you not know that? But, never mind. You should also wear clothes that don't have metal zips, fasteners, buttons, underwear, bras, belts, or buckles if you are not getting into a hospital gown. However, the NHS insists that an MRI scan is a painless and safe procedure. It is, but at the same time, it's extremely long, depending on how many x-rays they need to take. And it's extremely boring as well. It's extremely boring. And it's so difficult because you've got to really stay still, because obviously the x-rays, they need to take a clear and perfect image of your x-ray. So depending on how long you're in there for, it could be really, really exhausting and really, really boring and time to stay still for the most part. At one point, they did actually allow you to listen to headphones on a radio or podcast or whatever. At least in my local hospitals anyway. While you're having a scan. But for some reason, they later on stopped that. So, yeah. And he almost did kill me as well, because he almost strangled me with the wire, because they wrapped it around me too tightly as I was going into the machine. So, yeah. Good old hospitals. If this was a chain that was wrapped around the neck, I could imagine any kind of strangulation injuries that could happen. Asphyxiation, spine injuries if the patient was slammed against the MRI, any kind of blunt force trauma that we can think of about what could happen, he said to ABC. Not gonna lie to you, this story kind of gives me PTSD. If you've watched the latest Final Destination movie, Bloodlines, you know what I'm talking about, because there's a scene within that movie where a character dies thanks to an MRI machine. But it does make you wonder, what was this guy doing? Because he wasn't scheduled for an MRI, at least at that moment in time anyway. He was not authorised to be anywhere near an MRI machine room, or X-ray room, whatever you want to call it. And he must know the dangers of being near an MRI machine, especially if you've got metal objects near you of any sort. So it makes you wonder, what the hell was this guy doing in the first place? Don't get me wrong, I do feel sorry for him, especially for his wife as well, because it's come out that this guy had a wife. And I feel sorry for her loss as well, especially when she just lost the love of her life through a freak accident. I mean, there's a reason why you follow these instructions, not wear any sort of metal, don't go near an MRI machine if you're not authorised to be anywhere near an MRI machine. These are rules for a reason. It's for your safety, for one. And also, these machines are very expensive and very fragile as well. So not only are you saving your own life by not going anywhere near an MRI machine when unauthorised to and unprepared to be near an MRI machine, but also you're saving the hospital a lot of money by not breaking their machines, basically. And they'll be the first to tell you, hospital staff would be the first to tell you, they cannot stress enough how important it is to follow these rules. But with that being said, thank you all for listening to today's episode. Please let me know your feelings down below, just what the hell happened, why this guy was anywhere near an MRI machine when he had no authorization to be near an MRI machine. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye for now.